Well, jeepers! You're listening to Smash or Pass.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Q&A on the JayBee and Milly channel. I'm JayBee and joining us is Milly.
Hi.
And of course we've got so many familiar faces joining us today. It's so incredible to manage to do this collaboration. So I'm going to start, from my point of view at least, from the left and kind of go down. So we have Sophie.
Hey.
We have Dan.
Hi.
We have Tori.
Yeah.
And we have Kaila.
Hello.
So this Q&A is a bit different than the others in that this is going to be a bit of a mid-season finale for the second season of the interviews we've been doing, really, as opposed to being a finale to the series of reviews that we do for the new Scooby-Doo movies. And so to that end, it's just amazing to be able to collaborate with some of the familiar faces that we've seen throughout that second season of the interviews. So, of course, as usual, we've reached out to the community for people that watched the videos for some questions that we're going to answer today. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, they can range from anything weird, wonderful. It's a mixed bag. So if there's anything that no one really has an opinion of, please just say pass or something. And there's no animosity, because I don't know what we're going to get. We've had some weird ones in the past.
I mean, the first question does go into focus on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, asking for a top 10 movies. So I guess maybe splitting that between screens, maybe two movies that anyone that's watched Marvel enjoys.
Ooh.
And adding that together should get to about a top 10.
That would actually
Using
be
that
really interesting. I like that,
so-
actually. I like that. Although if someone does have 10, because I can't even name 10 and I'm supposedly a Marvel fanatic.
Like we said, if we go at 2 per screen, if everybody watches it, then we're like 1 each, JB.
Yeah.
Your top one?
Well, also because this is the most participants, because I do want to get this in, because this is the most participants we've dealt with before, if anyone does need to dip out at any point, like if it goes over a certain time, then please just feel free to do so. And yeah, okay. So what is this? Can you reiterate? Because I'm old.
So your top MCU movie?
My top 1 or top 2?
Yeah, I said if we go 2 per screen, that's 10.
Wait, so am I doing one? Then you're doing one. Oh my god! So my favorite one of all time.
Yeah.
Holy.
First thoughts?
I actually don't know. No, please don't make me do Infinity War.
Okay, I was gonna say No Way Home. Okay, so passing over to another screen. Sophie, do you watch MCU at all?
I haven't watched any of them, so I've got no opinion on this matter whatsoever.
No, that's fine, don't worry. Dan, do you watch MCU at all?
Yeah, I love the MCU. My favorite is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh, I love that.
Nice. Okay, sorry, have you ever seen any of the MCU or Marvel?
Is Thor part of that universe?
Yeah.
I liked Thor Ragnarok a lot.
Oh, it was good. Okay, and Kaila?
Yes, I love the MCU. I love Age of Ultron.
Nice.
Oh, I love that. Quite a variety of answers there. I want to do like a watch party at some. In fact, we've tried like 5 times. Never works though. But one day.
Okay, so the next question says, what is your relationship and when did it start?
Ooh.
So I guess kind of as a collective through the interviews.
Is that how would that factor into how we all met there?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So I guess I don't know how to do that then. I suppose we should do how we met each other, and then we can go along to see if how we all came to know each other. I don't know. How do we do this one? You can be my guardian.
I was turning to you.
Oh, to me. Okay. So I guess we met. You can tell the story.
Oh, have you forgotten it?
I haven't forgotten it. No, you just tell the stories
so-
better than me. I would just over
So we went to uni together.
make it vulgar.
We had a mutual friend that introduced us both to each other. That's how we met.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. And obviously one thing led to another. One day we're gonna have 20 kids. So it's kind of gonna be it's all fantastic.
Okay, so JB, you can do the widest scoop. now.
Okay. So my memory is failing me quite considerably because it's so funny with the Scooby community because there's so many different ways of meeting people. So I know that in a lot of the cases we met. I definitely Tori, Kaila. That was would that have been the Sword and the Scoob reaction that Smash did?
I think so. Yeah, actually.
So that would have been that, which was a lot of fun.
It was.
It would have been fun for Trick or Treat as well, really. But I couldn't imagine the editing that must have gone into that. I definitely couldn't have done it. I would have, my hair would be grey by the end of it. And with Sophie, I want to say that was on Instagram, right? Just in general, because it was very rare to find, well, at least for us, even then and now, to find someone else that lives in the UK that is into Scooby. And I think same for Dan, but on the Twitter side of things.
Yeah, I think it was definitely Twitter. That's what I'm thinking.
So it's kind of interesting, different ways of that we've kind of all came together. But I think it's brilliant how that's worked out. I almost want to do this more often, you know, these Q&As. But the thing is that I hate answering questions. I like asking the questions.
Oh, well, I'm ready to give you another question now.
But you are?
Yeah.
Just because I said that.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're getting kind of tested on different series and stuff and different franchises today. Favorite Harry Potter film?
I don't think I have one. You know, I used to be into Harry Potter a lot. And then I haven't watched it or thought about it for such a long time now. I wasn't happy when that guy died. That was sad, you know, that Hagrid guy. I think as a kid, though, my favorite would have been, and I think this is people's least favorite, but I think I just liked the interesting, different nature of Goblet of Fire, just because even if I was bored of one trial, it would be, oh, now they're underwater. Oh, now they're in a maze. So even if I was drifting to sleep in one section, they were always doing new things to switch up the scene to the point where I did end up liking that one quite a lot.
I'm going to say definitely Hallows Part 2, but purely because that's the one I remember the most. Okay, so Sophie, I know being a UK person, there's always like a pressure with Harry Potter. Have you seen any of them? Do you have a favourite? If so?
Not really, no. I'm not really a Potterhead. I mean, I have seen the odd bit, but yeah, I'm not into it. So I've got no opinion on it again.
We will find a good question for you. I'm hoping the next one, I know that that will kind of be a good fit for you. So I guess moving on to Dan, do you have a favourite Harry Potter film?
Yeah, well, I'm a massive Potterhead. My favorite film is probably The Half-Blood Prince, which is weird because that was my least favorite of the books. So,
oh, my sister had that as well. She just didn't. It's the one book she didn't ever finish.
I finished it, but I just did not enjoy the book at all.
Tori, have you ever seen the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, I read all the books as they came out in elementary because my parents weren't scared off by the witchcraft trend that hit America. I know I've seen all the movies, but it's been such a long time. I would probably just say the first one. I just remember like when the first movie came out, all the buzz around it and everyone was so excited. And that's probably something that can't be replicated again. So probably the first.
And Kaila?
Yes, I've seen all the movies multiple times. If I had to pick one, though, I do enjoy The Order of the Phoenix. I like that movie a lot.
Nice. I like how we all have different answers as well.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, so moving on to the next question, and that is your favorite Scooby-Doo episode and why. So mine would be Recipe for Disaster. That's one that I just remember being on TV so much, like coming home from school and it's just there and absolutely loving it as well. So JayBee, I gave you a couple of seconds to think. Your answer, please.
I don't think I know. I feel like such a fake fan. You know, I'm gonna go for something easy just because I don't know. You know what? I actually don't know the title, so I don't know why I'm saying this. It's the one Mystery Incorporated. That's it's based on the Overlook Hotel. There's loads of Shining references. I forget what it's called. It was on my list for one of them, for one of the top 10s we did.
Night Terrors.
Night Terrors.
Yay, thank you, Sophie.
Thank you. You saved my life.
Okay, and coming on to you, Sophie, do you have a favourite episode of Scooby-Doo? If so, which is it?
Well, when I get asked this question, I always say Jeepers, It's a Creeper. However, that's my favourite Where Are You episodes, and obviously I've got a favourite for each series. But overall, my favourite series is the Scooby-Doo show. and I practically love all of them in that. So I don't have one specific one. So it's a tough one, that.
It is. It's very. There's just so many series, and they're all amazing for different reasons. Dan, do you have one that stands out to you as either your favorite or a really prominent one for you?
Oh God, it is hard. Yeah. Well, my favorite series is Where Are You? And I'd say if I was pushed to choose a favorite episode, it would be A Clue for Scooby-Doo, the one with Captain Cutler.
Great. And sorry, for you?
I love To Switch a Witch, where they're in Salem and they have the twins and the Gemini and the creepy mystery. It was just, yeah, it's like my perfect episode.
Perfect. And Kaila?
Wow, if I had to choose, I love from Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, Night the Clown Cried, parts 1 and 2. You know, you just see the gang members get their limits pushed. It's a great 2-part episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pointing to this next question for you because I don't want to read that out.
You don't want to read
Or
that?
I don't want to ask
gosh.
it.
Okay.
Skip.
Okay, I'm going to answer this seriously because it has been asked, and if I will not pressure anyone for an answer about this. So if anyone
I'm
does
skipping this question.
want to chime in,
Don't know why, but I'm skipping.
oh, okay. I should have looked for these before.
Yes, you should.
What's your thoughts on the Scooby-Doo and XXX parody? So, I am actually aware of it. It's not something that I'm a massive fan of, right? It's just maybe if, me 10 years ago, whatever, you can have a morality debate on twisting something that's intended for a kids and family audience and making it something else. And that's kind of what it boils down to. I think in general, I don't mind stuff like that. So in terms of the new Velma series, if there's some adult language in that or adult themes in that, I'm going to be the last person on planet Earth to go, no, we need to keep this pure. We need to keep this family friendly. And in terms of this, I want to say that clearly, and I actually did read some studies about this, a lot of the things that we grow into in that way are influenced by a lot of the things that we see as children. So 100% I can see some subgenre being really like, yeah, this is great. And if that's kept away from children, if that's purely, segregated off to the 18 plus, then let people have their fun with stuff. But if the second it starts to be put on YouTube or something, it's like, okay, let's remove that, let's take that off and put it somewhere else. Let's banish that to the demon chest or something. Because
just say it's a bit unnecessary.
So yeah, that's my piece on that.
It's unnecessary. that's my thoughts. Okay, so moving on to a lot more of a lighter question. Do you like the Lunar Ghost from the 2002 movie?
Yeah,
I think they're a really good villain. I'd have liked to have seen more of their story as opposed to just the unmasking.
I love the design of it because it's like the ghost clown but different. Like it's very much got a clown vibe because of the buttons and the, what do you call it? It's like a frilly collar. I do wish that they would have used it more because they animated it for Mystery Incorporated. It would have been cool to see almost like an extended version. Like it doesn't need to factor into Pamela Anderson or anything, but just a different alternate motivation of that would have been cool.
For me, it's like, the start of The Witch's Ghost. Whenever I used to watch that, I always wanted to know what happened before to build up to that chase scene. And I guess that's exactly how I felt about the Lunar Ghost. I really like them and I'd kind of like to have known what happened before. Sophie, what was your thoughts on the Lunar Ghost?
I mean, he's all right. He's not my favourite villain, but I mean, he's iconic for that movie, so you can't knock that down for him. So yeah, he's quite good.
Yeah, I guess for me, kind of physically trying to picture a villain for that movie, the Lunar Ghost springs to mind, even though they're only kind of there in the first few seconds, because alternatively, do you kind of like visualize Scrappy Rex when they just... Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. For some reason, like you say, for all it's the first few minutes, they're kind of the villain that I visualize when you say a villain for that movie.
He's on like all the posters, the front of the DVD, so I guess he's been ingrained with that movie quite a lot.
Okay, Dan, what's your thoughts on the Lunar Ghost?
I love the Lunar Ghost. It's exactly how I would picture. I mean, a lot of times with Scooby-Doo, it's like, how would that look in real life? The Lunar Ghost is exactly how I would picture a Scooby-Doo villain to look. And yeah, I'd love for them to use him at some point. I know Scooby-Doo and Guess Who have reused a lot of old villains. It would have been cool to see the Lunar Ghost again.
It would be. And sorry?
Yeah, I mean, y'all took the words out of my mouth for sure. I think the witch's ghost analogy was a really good way to put it. I think all of us definitely want to see more from the lunar ghost and being able to work that in, even if it was like an off the wall, like DTV, like movie or something, just including him in there. I think it would work very well.
Yeah, it would be good to see a lot more of them. And Kaila?
Yeah, I love that villain, and I love the animated alternative opening to that movie. I think it would have been cool if they included more of the ghosts and maybe even like an episode that would have led into that movie. I think that would have been really cool.
Yeah, it'd be good to even have as a bonus feature on the DVD.
Yeah, even
Just
nowadays,
what happened before.
we've spoken about Marvel. They have done like prelude comics, like, so it would have been cool to get like a 2002 prelude, especially for the 20th anniversary.
It would have been good to see more for the 20th anniversary. There is a lot that could have been done. So someone may need to add context to this next question for me. Do you know all 14 Scooby-Doo rip-offs?
Oh Lord. So I guess that's the cartoons inspired by Scooby-Doo. So a group of kids plus talking mascot of some description. So Goober and the Ghost Chasers, perhaps. And I don't know which one came out. Did Speed Buggy come out before or after Scooby-Doo? And then similarly, I guess, did the Pussycat Doll, not the Pussycat Dolls, Josie and the Pussycat have a mascot? I don't know.
I don't know any.
I mean,
Things like spring into mind, but then we've also had conversations like, oh yeah, this is like directly from Scooby. But like now none of them are jumping into my mind.
In a way, though, I would hesitate to call anything a Scooby-Doo ripoff when there's quite a few things that I guess Scooby-Doo took, inspiration from in and of itself. Like the whole Enid Blyton series is very Scooby-Doo-esque, and that was all the way back in the 40s. So I don't know. I don't know all of them. I probably never will. But,
Is there any that spring to mind for anybody?
The Funky Phantom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Jabberjaw.
Yeah. Did you say Teen Angels and Captain Caveman?
Oh no, I didn't think about that. There's a few. There was
some of that Mystery Incorporated episode when they had like the Mystery Solvers Club. Like those were the ones I was trying to think of who all was in that episode.
Oh, that was a good episode.
Speed Buggy, Funky Phantom.
And Jabberjaw was there. I just keep remembering they get turned into hamsters, and I keep thinking the hamsters, but I'm like, no, that's not a real cartoon. That's just what they turned into.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next question. And I have to admit, I actually haven't seen this series to be able to answer the question. Have you noticed any animation errors, or what's your thoughts on the animation for Scooby-Doo and Guess Who? I've not seen an episode of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, I don't think.
I've seen the whole of season 1 and a few odd episodes of season 2 because it's still not out on DVD yet here in the UK, which is a big sad. But
you keep looking at, like, whenever we go into a shop, you're like, okay, where's the DVD section? Is it out yet? Is it out yet? And
we haven't got an official release. Like Canada got like screwed over with a January or December release date, and that's sad, right? And I suspect in the UK we're gonna get the exact same release date as Canada, but we've not actually heard anywhere. It didn't say it will come out January 5th for Canada and the UK. So as far as we know, the UK might not get it at all. But I would be very surprised if it doesn't roll around the same time as Canada. But I haven't noticed any animation errors. No.
Sophie, any thoughts?
There was one, I can't remember. It's in season 2. Oh, that's annoying me now. Skip, I'm just going to find the episode because that's really bugging me.
Dan, do you have any thoughts on kind of any errors that you've noticed in it, or any thoughts on the animation?
I can't say that I've found any errors, but I know when I first watched it, it came out in 2019, I think, for Scooby's 50th anniversary. So I always just assumed it was sort of a throwback animation. So if there was any errors, I just thought it was sort of like a tribute to the original show, which had a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely kind of like you say, if it was a tribute to the original, you know, we've seen about 25 occasions at least when, you know, Daphne's tights were forgotten or, you know, something like that. So
Yeah,
really, like you
exactly.
say, to call back to the original, it'd kind of not be right without them there. Tori, did you notice any?
I mean, I'm honestly not the biggest Guess Who fan, so I think I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes, like the one with Casey Musgraves, just because I like her. The animation is fine to me. It's really more so the content that I just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't click with me for some reason. So,
Yeah, see, I've never seen an episode and I've just heard such negative things that I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know that I want to watch it. So I guess that's kind of where I've got to that. JB's kind
Yeah, I
of
don't
dancing
know. I
about.
think it's just in an unfortunate place where it just comes across to me as tasting a bit like just mineral water and white bread, because you had Mystery Incorporated, which was so crazy dark for a Scooby show, and then Be Cool, which was so crazy wacky for a Scooby show, and then for Guess Who to, you know, fully bring that back to formula. It's a bit, oh, okay, we're back to this now after seeing the whole world get swallowed up by a celestial being and then seeing Daphne get obsessed with puppets. Now we're back to just, oh, it's time to split up and look for clues. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I see where you're coming from. And Kaila?
Yeah, so I actually a few days ago posted on my Instagram account the unmasking part from Haunt of a Thousand Voices, the episode with all the voice actors are in it. The picture I posted, Fred actually doesn't have a mouth in it. So that's just, I think sometimes that happens. You know, I've noticed it in like the Where Are You sometimes between cells, like it'll miss something, but that's the only one that I've seen so far.
Oh, that's interesting. That's good. I kind of want to watch and look out for things like that. I always try and like look out and notice things like that when it happens. So rewatching Where Are You recently got relatively frustrating. So I feel like the next question kind of,
I have found the episode.
oh, have you? What
Ooh.
was it?
I do agree with Tori. It's more like the content for me that doesn't really sell it for me, but I do like the animation style. I think I do like Trick or Treat more. I like the fluid of it, but the one I don't like nitpicking, but there was one that picked out was the horrible haunted hospital of Dr. Phineas Frog, and Scooby jumps into Shaggy's arms, and one of his hands of Shaggy is green, like a green screen, and it's like pretty much neon green, so it stands out in the whole scene. So that was the only one that I could find.
Oh my gosh, and I don't believe you're not remembering the title. That was excessive. Like, that was a long title. Okay, so I feel like this next question, I personally am aiming it to you on my behalf, JayBee. And that is, what's the hardest part about making a YouTube video? JayBee makes them, I just get told what we're talking about. So I'm passing all this over to you.
Me, the hardest part.
Getting Milly to record with you?
The hardest part, honestly, it's well, I don't know, nothing's hard except for the interviews, really. And I'd say just then it's pure anxiety, because there is my glasses have been broken for the best part of a whole year now, so I need to adjust them like every minute, it seems like, when we're recording, and I'll be so conscious about doing that because I notice myself do it every time. And then when I go to edit, it happens maybe like 6 times in an hour, which is bad, but I'm like, okay, I can live with that. So it is just constantly looking at the display and going, oh crap, I don't want to, I need to adjust this, I need to adjust that. I don't know what else. I mean, I guess, we have both, I mean, everyone does stuff online, right? We've got, your Dan's made some YouTube videos, Tori's made quite a few TikToks, and both Kaila and Sophie are so great on Instagram, and I guess we could adjust the question to that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
yeah, I guess starting with Sophie, I mean, for you, what's the kind of hardest part of all the things that you do with your Instagram?
To be honest, for me, it's quite easy at the moment. Like, I have a whole stockpile of like old either like artwork or figures that I've made. So I'm always like on the ball with it. So I'm kind of a few months ahead in case, I've run out of something. Like, I've started doing the crochet figures. I've got about 12 of them that I need to post, but that's like every Wednesday. The next 2 Wednesdays I won't be posting any because I've got like other things going on. So then it's just keep, backlog of it all. So at the moment it's quite easy, so not too bad.
That's amazing.
I need to get that more organized.
You try, or at least I try to.
Well, I thought we were wrapped up for the year until I remembered that November existed. And then my plans crumbled right before my eyes.
And Dan, as JayBee was mentioning, you've done some YouTube videos and everything like that. So what was the most difficult part, I guess, kind of referring back to the original question of YouTube videos for you?
Yeah, well, I'm not that great with technology, so I can't do editing or anything like that. So I guess the hardest part for me was trying not to have awkward silences, always having something. So, because it was obviously just me in the video, so it was like trying to keep it interesting, but obviously I had no one there to sort of go back and forth with. And I knew I couldn't edit, so I was like, I can't edit out any awkward silences. So I'll just have to know exactly what I'm going to say. Probably why I haven't done a YouTube video for months and months now, just because it does zap me of a lot of energy.
Yeah, no, I imagine, like, I'm really lucky to always have kind of JayBee when I'm doing videos, so I don't need to worry. I just kind of nudge him when I don't have anything to say, and that's his code to sit up and do something. So I think we both couldn't imagine having to do that on our own.
It's actually very physical. Like if we were still where we were at the start, we would need shoulder pads. So the amount of nudges, we'd just be bruised by the end of it.
Yeah. And Tori, for you, kind of on the TikTok side of things, what do you find the most difficult part about that?
I mean, learning a whole new system has been rough. I do like personal book reviews, and that's kind of helped. But like, I mean, even with Twitter too, it's just time, like finding the time to do everything because I work full time. I'm planning a wedding. And then for our videos, every time y'all send me a time, I'm like, convert to CST. So just trying to like fit the time in and reminding myself like, oh, I haven't checked my Scooby Twitter. I need to start retweeting some stuff. So always feel like I'm just kind of running out of time. And like I have these YouTube ideas that I need to like do a highlight of this collection piece that I got. And it's just, will I do it? Probably not. But it's always just time for me.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. I actually do need to get better with time conversions. Like I have oh gosh, I don't want to call it a fantasy, but an ideal vision. Like in some movies, like CEOs have clocks with all the different time zones on. I almost want to like have everyone's specific time zones, and I could have done this very easily. I'm actually going to try.
Cool.
Everyone's time zones just on there, so when I do reach out, I can go, this is what it is in your time, instead of, oh, so we're on British summertime now, but now we're on like Greenwich Mean Time, and that's 5 hours and 6 hours, and it's like, no, please stop.
All Scooby clocks, like all the different Scooby like wall clocks and the electric clocks, and then it can be part of your collection. Cool.
That would be amazing.
So that's what I'm going to try and do moving forward. That's my New Year's resolution, actually. I've just made it right here. So that's me.
Okay, and Kaila, for you, in terms of kind of the creation side of things, be that, Instagram and everything, what do you find the most difficult thing?
I like to post, my thoughts or whatever I like about Scooby, but sometimes certain posts will get more attention than others, and I don't know if it's just the algorithm or Instagram, or if it's what, followers like to see. So it's always like, oh, should I be posting more about this, or, to make people happy.
Yeah, understanding views and interactions and stuff's kind of like, you can post two things very similar, but 2 days apart, and they can be completely different in terms of performance. And it's like, well, do I do that again or not? You liked it the first time, second time. It's kind of, just understanding algorithms and the internet in general can be an issue.
Yeah, that hit me in the feels.
Okay, JayBee, one word answer: speed buggy or speed racer? Who do you prefer?
Speed buggy.
Okay, I'd say speed buggy too. Sophie?
Speed buggy.
Dan?
Speed buggy.
Tori?
Yeah, same.
And Kaila?
Speed buggy.
Okay, so the next question says, have you heard that Scoob Holiday Haunt has finally gotten completed for good, despite the fact it's still not cancelled for no weird reason? I'd not heard that, no. Although I had heard that some people have found kind of like Scoob Christmas merch, like Scoob in a holiday hat and stuff like that, and it's kind of like, okay, so we're presuming that was all there for Holiday Haunt.
When we spoke to Bill Harler, he said that they were going to complete it, but then we heard nothing until, I think, was it last night? I think Michael Kurinsky spoke to Variety, and he DM'd us with the link to it, and I was like, yes, they actually did it. But
I think that's only a positive thing, though. Like, Warner Brothers now have that on the shelf, a finished movie that whenever, they want to do something with it, if they do, it's there. It's not something they need to think, oh, we still need to add this and do that. And ultimately, they're in the best place possible for us to be able to hopefully eventually see it.
yeah, it's a weird one though, because for it to be, I mean, I understand it. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm allowed to say actually.
I guess throwing it out to the floor, had anyone else heard that they'd finished the movie or?
Mhm.
Okay, we both need to be on social media more because we didn't know that.
I knew
I think
that.
so
Did I
many
not?
people
You didn't
want
tell
it
me
now.
they'd finished the movie.
Yes, I did. I saw. I showed you. Hey, look, there's the Variety article. Did I not?
No,
Maybe it was a dream.
maybe. I didn't know.
Okay, well, okay, I can't say what I want to say for reasons I can't. Yeah, just move on because
I want to question you and I can't.
I don't
Okay.
want to get in trouble.
If Scooby-Doo and Guess Who got a third season, do you think they could have gotten actors from the MCU? I'm gonna say maybe no.
Well, what does that mean?
Oh.
Actors from the like? Do they mean
I
Robert
think
Downey
he's
Jr.
saying
or
like
if there was?
actors.
Oh God.
My kind of reason to say no is, and I whoever it was, the name's escaping me as to which interview this was, and also I don't kind of want to say even if I did remember because it's kind of out in them a little bit, but I know someone said that Warner Brothers kind of have a little bit of an issue of spending money on guests and things like that to some extent. There was something about voice acting that they'd wanted to get a certain person and it was just kind of, no, you're not spending that money. So I'm gonna say no, just purely because I think it would kind of outprice them.
I mean, technically, depending on your opinion on canon, they've had Patrick Warburton as Sheriff Bronson Stone, who was also that guy, Rick Stoner from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I guess that's not really cinematic.
I'd also say they probably wouldn't because they'd want to kind of back DC more than Marvel as well.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. I didn't think of that.
But that's kind of my initial thoughts. I mean, Sophie, what's your thoughts on, if you think there could be an MCU Scooby-Doo Guess Who episode?
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I just don't know. I generally don't know, so I've got no opinion on it really.
No, that's fine. And Dan?
If it means just like the actors, I don't see a problem. I mean, I never thought they would get the likes of Morgan Freeman to guest star, and they did, and also Cher came back, and she's like a massive star compared to what she was back when she originally was on. So yeah, as long as it was just the actors, I don't think the characters necessarily, because like you say, DC. But and again, it depends which actor. I mean, if it's an actor that needs the work, yeah, I guess they could. Or if they were a big Scooby fan, you never know.
Yeah, that's very true. Some people are just, oh, I was on Scooby, and especially if they've got children as well.
I could see
Hemsworth
doing it if his kids are like, Daddy, please, I love Scooby. Or Australian accent I can't do. But it'd be something more like that. No,
it's okay. Sorry, what's your thoughts?
I mean, that's definitely what I would think. I would think like if they really loved Scooby and they had the time in their schedule, because I do know, or like in interviews, you hear them always saying like Marvel keeps them so busy. They have so many things in production at so many different times. I think logistically that might be hard to work with, just finding the time to do it. But I could see maybe someone younger, like a Tom Holland possibly, or a Zendaya. Don't know how to pronounce her name, but love her. I could see maybe trending younger and having more flexibility. But I think it would have to be like a perfect storm for it all to like actually happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Kaila?
Yeah, I think if the MCU actors were to go on, they could maybe get away with like alluding to the fact they were the MCU. But I think if they were to do a third season, they would use like Black Adam and Superman, because I think that's the direction DC is going in now, I believe.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with all we've said. It certainly is possible, but it's just kind of what they'd look like.
I guess to mix the two, they could have James Gunn, who obviously did the live action Scoobies, Guardians, and is now like some he's like one of the head honchos of DC now, isn't he? So I guess he could have like a Scooby plushie mixed with a Groot toy, and he could do some weird thing with that. I don't know. That would be actually a really fun episode.
It would. Okay, so the next one again is kind of a bit of a quicker one. So, have you watched the Lego Batman movie? It's hilarious. I personally haven't.
No, I haven't, but I want to. I actually do want to, but I have not.
Sophie?
Nope, believe it or not.
Dan?
Yeah, one of my friends asked me to go to the cinema to see that back when it was out, and I'd never seen the original Lego movies before, but I really enjoyed it. I love the Lego Batman movie. It was a lot of fun.
That's good. I mean, I remember seeing the first Lego movie. I think my nephews were quite young at the time, so my mum kind of was babysitting that day and just took everyone to the cinema. And I remember that being quite good. So I think it'd certainly be interesting. Tori?
Nope, I've only seen the first Lego movie as well. So.
And Kaila?
No, but I heard it was a funnier take on Batman. So
Yeah.
that sounds interesting.
Okay, so the next question. Since Scooby-Doo has done a crossover with Courage the Cowardly Dog, what other Cartoon Network show would you like to see them cross over with? JayBee?
Probably the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, because that can get into the spooky side of things. But also I could imagine the gang trying to like unmask Grim like they did with Cats on the Quack to no effect. That would be fun.
I'm looking at you for help here because I can't name any Cartoon Network shows.
The Powerpuff Girls, no?
Yeah, I used to watch that. I've got a really bad memory block. I have a memory issue where I don't remember things, and I genuinely can't remember what's on Cartoon Network. But yeah, we'll go with that. Thank you. Sophie, your show you'd like to see crossover?
To be honest, I'm not too fussed. Any Scooby content is good Scooby content. So I don't have one specific one, but anything really. It'd be cool and interesting.
Yeah, it certainly would be. Like you say, as long as they're making Scooby content, I'm quite happy. Dan?
Yeah, I'm going to say the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy as well. I totally forgot about that show, but yeah, I used to enjoy that. And I think that would be a good fit. That would be a lot of fun to see.
Oh, that'd be great. And Maxwell Adams could do it, couldn't he? Because he did Happy Halloween. So that'd also be a good return.
Be good. Okay, and Tori?
I'm obsessed with Over the Garden Wall, so I would love to see the Scooby Gang somehow in that world, maybe in Potter's Field doing something, but it's so kind of fun, spooky, mystery, trying to get them out. I don't know. I think they could fit well, and there are so many crazy characters too that were a little off the wall. So I think somehow fitting them into that little mini series would be so fun.
And Kaila?
They already kind of met with an old bumper with Ed and Eddie from a while ago. I think it's still on YouTube, but it might be fun for them to meet them again.
Yeah, no, it would be. I think a lot of the crossovers they've done, I'd like to kind of see them do more of, especially I think Tori was saying earlier, how they, met Cher, so many seasons ago, and then for Guess Who to bring them back, I think kind of seeing them interact again is always, interesting, and also kind of how they handle things, if they acknowledge they've met before, or sometimes they just treat it as a completely blank canvas again as well. So I think that'd be really good. And this next question, I'm just going to open up to everybody because I either don't understand it or don't know what it is, and that is, do you watch Screen Rant Pitch Meeting by Ryan George?
No.
Sorry. Okay, next one. Are you planning to watch Avatar: The Way of the Water or not? I've never seen Avatar, so no.
I'm not planning on seeing it in the cinema, the theaters or anything, but if it's out on Netflix, maybe. I mean, it's gonna be 2.5, 3 hours, isn't it? God. Maybe. I'm not planning on
it. Sophie?
No, not really. No, I'm not fussed about it.
Dan?
Maybe. I went to see the first one at the cinema, oh God, all those years ago, and I wasn't the biggest fan. I have seen it on TV since, and it's okay, but yeah, it's gonna be 3 hours, and that's a long time. I suppose if I'm not going to plan on it, but if a friend asked me to go with them, I would. But overall, I'll wait till it's on TV.
Yeah. Okay. I remember seeing an odd scene of it because my dad used to love it, the first one. But I remember seeing it was on the TV and then just been okay, I'm going to my room. I've never seen more than, the odd scene also. And Tori, for you?
Absolutely not. I hate Avatar. I hate the only Avatar Avatar that I like is Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon series, not the live action. So no plans to see the next movie.
And Kaila?
No, I never got into Avatar.
No. I think it's almost unanimous. So I guess the next question is, do you have any of the Scooby-Doo Scentsy collection items? I think they were America exclusive now.
I think there was a way to get it in the UK, but I didn't have the guts to look into it.
No,
I didn't
okay.
have the power.
And I rely on you as my source of knowledge for Scooby. So
Me? No, you worked
You
out the
didn't tell.
funky things by yourself. The funky parts, the funky sodas.
okay, new thing's been announced. I rely on you. So I didn't know they were available in the UK. Sophie, I would know that you're a UK collector. So
Well, can I say that I was gifted it by one of the consultants? Like, she messaged me. So can I say that?
yeah,
yeah.
wow.
I
So
actually know more people.
one of the Scentsy consultants messaged me to showcase some of it, because you could get it on Scentsy UK website, but like America, they sold out pretty quickly, and they were getting rid of the collection from the end of October, so they wanted to see if like anybody else would drum up interest, and I managed to get the warmer, and it was a really beautiful piece, and also the scent that came with it, it was like pineapples and strawberries. It was really good, so I did kind of like the collection. It was quite good.
Nice. Okay, and Dan, did you manage to get any of those items?
No, I've never heard of it. No, I don't think I've got any of them. No.
Tori?
I wanted it, but Scentsy is just, I don't know, a little expensive, and I'm a big Bath and Body candle gal, so, and it sold out so quickly anyway. I was like debating it. I was like, do I want it? Do I not? Maybe just a little plushie, but then I mean like instant sell out. So no, I didn't get any.
Yeah, it's one of those where like a lot of the Scooby releases you don't get time to think before it's gone. Like with this the Funko Soda Cooler thing, you didn't get time to think, it had just gone.
Well, we were lucky with that because America sold out in under 5 minutes, and I think we had it on Funko Europe for like 2 days.
Yeah,
so we
were
got
lucky.
very lucky for once in that regard.
And Kaila, did you get to get any of the Scentsy collection items?
No, when I checked the website, it was all sold out. I thought it was awesome they included Scrappy, though. I thought it was a really cool collection.
It's always good to see they include Scrappy, because sometimes they just don't even acknowledge an existence or that it ever existed, and then so when you do, it's kind of like, oh wow, that's amazing, just because it's so rare to see. Okay, so the next question we have is, do you prefer Scooby-Doo Team Up or the Batman and Scooby-Doo mysteries?
God, the only one I've even read, well, I found one on like iTunes years ago, and I think it was one of the team ups. I'm not familiar with Scooby and Batman, and I've never really consumed any Batman content, so I guess judging by general interest, it would have to be team up, but
I've never heard any of them, I don't think. Have I? You know me better than I know myself, have I?
I don't think so.
Okay, then
I thought so.
No. Sophie?
Yeah, I'm not into comics, so I've never read any of them, so I have no idea.
I didn't know there were comics. Dan?
Yeah, I've got one of the Team Up comics. I think one of my friends got me it for Christmas one year, and it was okay. It was pretty good, but yeah, I'm not really a comic. I don't go out and buy comics, so yeah. So I'll say Team Up just because I've got one of the comics.
Tori?
I'm not a big superhero person to begin with, so I have no preference. I don't think I may have a Scooby-Doo and Batman VHS from childhood, so maybe we'll say Scooby-Doo and Batman instead.
And Kaila?
Yeah, I have a few of the comics. I have like the 50th comics just because it was the team up of all the iterations of characters. So I don't remember. I think that was a Batman one. I don't remember which one it was. I know they had the little Batman characters with it. I just don't remember which set it was from.
They sound good. Like, it's something I'd probably like to see, but I just didn't know of.
I'm addicted to spending money, I think.
Yes,
So when I think
you
about
are.
Scooby-Doo books, the first thing I want to do is tick off all those gold key comics from my list before going into the Batman ones. So.
Okay, so the next question is, do you like movies based off DC comics? If so, what's your favorite? And I don't. I've never seen Justice League. I've never seen Wonder Woman. I've never seen Superman. None of them. JB, favorite, or do you not watch them?
I love the first Wonder Woman, and I've never seen the second one, but I've got it on DVD. But I think my favorite is, I don't know how controversial this is, but I think it must be Shazam. I don't know. I just think it was a really fun movie that you can just almost switch off your brain for, but there's emotional moments and just have fun with it. So
I think you've asked me to watch it, and it is something I managed
I'm
to switch my
excited for
brain off
Shazam
of,
2 more than I'm excited for if they did like a Justice League 2 or Batman versus Superman 2 or anything like that. I'm more excited for Shazam 2. So probably Shazam.
Sophie?
Yeah, I'm not really a superhero person, so yeah, got nothing.
Dan?
Yeah, I've liked quite a few of the DC films. I liked Aquaman, I liked Wonder Woman, I liked the Suicide Squad. But yeah, I'm actually going to say Shazam as well. That was another one. I went with a friend to see it at the cinema, not expecting much, but I really enjoyed that. Yeah, Shazam.
Tori?
I will say I like the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight Batmans. I think Heath Ledger's Joker is one of the best of all times. That's pretty much as far as superhero I get, but I do remember going to the theaters and just really enjoying those movies.
That's great. And Kaila?
If Batman Brave and the Bold, the Scooby-Doo movie, is based on a comic book storyline, then I'd say that one. But other than that, I don't really watch the DC movies.
Yeah, no, me neither.
We've actually got a lot of superhero questions. Maybe we should do like a superhero podcast. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. I wasn't expecting
on the superhero theme, and I'm just going to open this out to the floor because it's nothing I know anything about. Do you think we could see a Scooby-Doo Justice League Unlimited Animation original TV movie?
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
It's not impossible.
Okay, next question is about Courage the Cowardly Dog and the Funny Phantom. If they starred in a crossover movie, I guess based on the cast, what would you think of Tom Kenny as Jonathan Wellington, Billy West as Skip Gilroy, Kate McCucci as April Stewart, Frank Welker as Elmer the dog, DeLisle Griffin as Muriel Bagg, Marty Grabstein as Courage the Cowardly Dog on the return, and Jeff Bergman as Eustace Bagg.
Would Grey be Muriel? See, that's a question, actually, really, because obviously if he were to do another Courage, we would need a new Muriel, which is sad. Can Grey? I think
Grey can do. I mean, she did the oh goodness, why can't I remember the name of the thing? The space kook laugh. Like, she created that so well. If she can do that, she can do anything.
I wonder if she can do an old woman. Because Muriel's like a nice little old granny. I'd imagine so. So. So, yeah. Why not?
I mean, I don't have too much to go into that answer. Just, yeah, sure, why not?
It would be nice to see, like, the Courage come back, to be honest. That would be nice.
Okay, JB, I've got a question to put you on the spot. Laugh Olympics or Yogi's Treasure Hunt?
Laugh Olympics.
Laugh Olympics. Sophie?
Laugh Olympics.
Dan?
Laugh Olympics.
Tori?
Yeah, Laugh Olympics.
And Kaila?
Laugh Olympics.
Perfect. Okay, so do you think Warner Brothers will make another Scooby-Doo rip-offs or reboot or others? Again, not familiar with the rip-offs and reboots and stuff, so...
I don't think they need to. I mean, here's the thing. I think the reason why they're referred to as Scooby-Doo rip-offs is because they probably weren't as successful as Scooby as well. It was just, Scooby successful, we'll try these. And with what we're seeing, unfortunately, Scooby itself, if we want to call that Mystery Solvers plus Mascot Prime, with the amount of things that are supposedly being cancelled and scrapped, the fact that there's a lack of new merch in terms of just general playsets and stuff, not really like the collaborations like Funko and stuff. If Warner Brothers don't have faith in Scooby to sell, I very much doubt that they're going to go, right, now we're going to launch a new Goobers and Ghost Chasers thing and have loads of toys surrounding that. I think it's very unlikely to impossible.
Yeah, I'd agree. Okay, so next question was, and I guess this is just a fact for you, JB, as a huge Sarah Michelle Gellar fan. Did you know that Buffy the Vampire Slayer was originally a 1992 movie before they made the TV series?
Oh yeah, I did, but it wasn't Gellar, was it? No. It was Kirsty. It was someone that wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I do want to watch that. That's all. In fact, I should have added that onto my Halloween watch list.
I guess sticking with the theme but opening it up more to the group is, would you like to see a show or movie that is a crossover between Scooby-Doo and Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh god, yeah. That would be like mad. That would be the best. Would it be animated though? Or
I
live
could
action?
instantly, I don't know. I see it more animated, and just Shaggy and Scooby's reaction to the entire scenario, it just is finding a very happy place in my head right now. Like, you could just imagine them the first time they see Buffy Slayer Vampire.
Or they could see Oz and think he's Patrick. Oh, I'm gonna write that. That's gonna be my fan fiction task for the next few weeks.
Anyone else, any thoughts on a crossover like that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a huge Buffy fan, so yeah. And obviously, if they could get Sarah Michelle Gellar to voice Buffy and then do like a Daphne joke with that, that would be a lot of fun.
It would be. That would be great. Okay, next question is, do you think there'll be a continuation of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated?
Here's a mad
Possibly
one.
not.
Here's a mad one. Obviously, Mitch Watson said that every so often they get asked and times haven't worked out. But again, I'll go back to the point. If you were to ask me a few months ago, I would have said eventually, yeah, it's inevitable. If they keep getting asked, they still love the series. Eventually, times will collide, and it will happen. I would have said, yeah, maybe not in the next year or so, but eventually. But now again, with the regime changing with the merger so much, I don't think any Scooby thing is guaranteed anymore.
No.
Anything can change at a moment's notice, even if it's so far done. So I don't know. I would say maybe if they get in some type of jeopardy, they'll bank on reviving an old successful series as opposed to risking a new series. But I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Anyone else, any thoughts on that?
I think if Velma tanks, we have no hope for Mystery Incorporated, because I think they will think that Velma is an adult kind of version, and then Mystery Incorporated was more adult. So I think if Velma does bad, they will just think Mystery Incorporated would do bad too, whether that's great logic or not. But I think a lot of maybe Scooby-Doo projects coming forward that are a little experimental, I think it's really going to hinge on, is Velma going to be well watched, well received? I think a lot really hinges on Velma, which is kind of scary to think about since Scooby isn't even going to be in it. But I do think the success of that series will play into like further Scooby content and whether we get it or we don't.
I mean, the next question feeds into that, and that's, do you think that Velma could be a hit? For me, I kind of feel like it's quite risky.
I mean, a hit. It's a weird thing to say because I would instantly go no, because with it being an adult series, I don't know what percentage of the adult population, adults to kids. But then it's happened before with adult animation, like Rick and Morty completely blowing up. If all of that audience, even if a fraction of that audience, maybe like 70, 80% like Velma, then that's instantly a hit. But it's about getting to that market. And right now, HBO Max, I don't know what, it's going to be streamed on there exclusively, I think. And that's, I think, only in America. I don't think we get that in the UK at all. So I don't know if it has the platform it would need to go global, because it's already a niche genre and it's on a pretty niche streaming platform. So I think there's a lot going against it in terms of being a hit. But I think, like with anything, like Mystery Incorporated is largely considered quite good quality. And even though Cartoon Network were messing around with the schedule, eventually that saw an audience for itself. Velma could very well be amazing and be released. No one watches it because HBO Max, the controversy, whatever. But then it could get a DVD release in 5 years, or it could go on Netflix by some miracle, and everyone loves it. So it just depends. It depends.
It does. I've got more faith for like Mystery Pups or something than I do Velma, admittedly. Sophie, what's your thoughts on the Velma series?
Wow. I'm intrigued of the show, but not necessarily as a Scooby content. Like it's so extracted from the original concept of Scooby. I mean, is it really Scooby about Scooby? I think the idea is interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure. The idea that that could be like the point that they focus on, if like Scooby's going to go a lot further or not, it's scary thought.
It is. And Dan, for you?
Yeah, I definitely think it's doubtful it'll be a hit. Like you say, I don't know where it's going to be shown outside of America, but I don't know, nothing's impossible. And I guess these days it depends how it does on social media. I mean, if it gets like you mentioned Rick and Morty, if it gets that sort of attention, maybe, but I doubt it, but we'll wait and see.
Tori?
I mean, I've seen a lot of like positive hype around it with maybe Gen Z generation. I myself am a millennial, but I could definitely see, I think the potential is there with the content, kind of with the Twitter marketing that I've seen and the engagement with the tweets, and Velma herself becoming such like an internet celebrity in these past couple years, it seems, especially with her being an LGBTQ icon. I don't know. I think the potential is there. Would I, as a lifelong Scooby fan, like the show? Maybe, maybe not. I think all of our perspectives being very involved in the Scooby community is probably going to be a different perspective than maybe someone who saw the tweet and thought like, yes, Queen Velma, let's watch it. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential for it to go one way or the other. And I guess I'm definitely going to watch it and see. So we'll just see what happens. Could be lightning in a bottle.
I'd agree. We're certainly going to watch it and see what happens. I don't see a reality where we're not going to at least try and watch it, depending on how accessible it is in the UK. But Kaila, for you, what's your thoughts on the Velma series?
I'm really interested for it, but Warner Brothers will think it will be successful if they include something in like the pilot episode or some of the episodes that will make it go viral. Like if someone posts like a clip from the series and it goes viral on Twitter or TikTok, they're going to see all the engagement. Then they're going to think it's a hit, whether people are bashing it or not. You know, just as Velma was trending, they made a whole show off of it. So if Velma continues to trend, then they're going to think it's a hit.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, that's very like new generation, right? If it can go viral, either like a YouTube short or a TikTok, very powerful marketing tool. But if they can get that market, like stuff has blown up in that way recently. I think Family Guy right now is seeing a resurgence of popularity because people are clipping stuff on TikTok. So if it sticks to that format, it does have a fighting chance. But whether that's for good reasons or bad reasons, I guess we'll see.
It's just one to watch, I think, in regards to that series. Now, the next question, again, just open to the floor. Do you think we're going to get any more information on the movie that was rumoured, Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2, anytime soon? I personally am not expecting any Scooby news until April, May next year. I think we've had Trick or Treat, and I think that in itself was a treat. I absolutely really liked it. So I just think perhaps they're just going to leave it there for a few months again now.
I don't know when we get any more, to be honest.
No. Anyone, any thoughts on that?
No, I think because I don't know, I think Warner Brothers itself seems to be in a bit of a mess at the moment, so I think they have to wait to sort themselves out, and then, but I don't know, it's looking a bit doubtful.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next set of questions, the anonymous ones. I think this is the last few. So, what's your favorite Scooby-Doo film? For me, it's Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness. JayBee?
Oh,
On the spot.
I'm gonna have to go maybe with the 2002 live action one because I'm swine.
Sophie?
Camp Scare, definitely.
Dan?
My favourite overall is Zombie Island, but my comfort film is definitely Curse of the Lake Monster.
Nice. Tori?
Witch's Ghost all day, every day, and a close second is Frank and Creepy because it was just so fun.
That's amazing. Witch's Ghost is like my childhood one. Oh, I used to love that. It's the first Scooby DVD I ever had. Kaila?
Yeah, I love the Witch's Ghost, but besides the Fab Four, I love Sword in the Scoob.
Sword in the Scoob was amazing. That was such a good movie as well. Okay, so this is a question that you either have an answer for or other people refuse to have an answer for. Your favourite member of Mystery Inc. For me is Daphne. JayBee?
Daphne.
Sophie?
Daphne.
Dan?
Daphne.
Sorry.
Gotta go with the girls, Daphne and Velma all day.
And Kaila?
Daphne.
That's amazing. I love that so much. Oh, wow. undoubtedly, definitely, strong there. Okay, so next question is, if you had an opportunity to work with the Scooby IP, what would you do, JB?
Oh wow, I'd like to write a teleplay. That's what, if I could just write a script for one of the DTVs or a cinematic release, I would love to do that. I'll chop off an arm.
I think mine would be to get the writers of Mystery Incorporated to do a live action series. I think that would be fun. Sophie?
I mean, it's a dream, so I never even too much thought, but a movie would be awesome. Yeah.
And Dan?
Yeah, I've always thought maybe like a live action series, sort of like Riverdale or Netflix's Sabrina, just something a bit grittier, realistic, but just try and like maybe do some of the classic episodes but in live action. I think would be fun to see.
Certainly would. Tori?
Completely off the wall A24 indie horror movie, but like with really good acting. Not like B-level horror, but I want like The Witch, Midsummer, Hereditary level Scooby-Doo scary movie. Maybe a slasher. I don't know. We could make it work.
No, that does sound interesting. I'd certainly watch that. And Kaila?
I'd love to see a theme park just dedicated to Scooby.
That would be amazing.
Oh my god.
I think, and I could be wrong, that was the last question. When I swipe, it's repeating some questions, JB.
Oh, so that's it.
So have you sent some twice? Or are we there? I feel like that was there.
Oh my gosh, we did it. We survived. Even with that horrible question. That horrible question at the start that I thought would derail everything. So I guess that wraps us up for this Q&A. It's I guess some type of season finale with the interviews. I'm gonna try and aim for like 50 per season. I don't know what to do. I'm getting old though. I might not make it past season 2. I am getting very old. But I'm obviously finishing the reviews for the new Scooby-Doo movie. So I hope that everyone did enjoy. And of course, thank you so much to everyone for joining us here today. I'll go from that usual order. Sophie, where can people find you on the internet?
Instagram at Scooby-Doo for life.
And Dan?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at danfaz94.
And Tori?
I'm on Twitter at Tori ScoobyFan, and Tori is spelled Tore.
And Kaila?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Scooby in the Know.
Okay, that is absolutely perfect. I'll make sure to leave all of those links in the description down below. Please, everyone, show everyone the love, because honestly, everyone on this call, including you, Milly, has so much talent, so many like skills. It is a privilege to speak to so many amazing people. It seems like every time I log on social media, all of you have done something that I'm like, that's really taken something to do. In contrast to me, I just kind of sit here and just chat nonsense. So it is a pleasure to have everyone here today. And of course, thank you so much to everyone for watching. If you do want to see more reviews, interviews, and Q&As, then please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.